up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and we're gonna have a little bit of a different type of book chat today. My channel focuses mainly on fantasy, with a healthy dose of science fiction, a little dab of romance, and recently I have been delving into horror slash thriller mystery types. And so that leads us into what I want to chat with you about today, which is If It Bleeds by Stephen King, which is a collection of 4 short stories. What made me choose this book? Well, I was watching one of Brad Proctor's videos and he mentioned towards the end that he wanted to do a read-along of this book, and he listed his Discord he had set up for it. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, okay, I'm getting my feet wet in this horror business. I might as well do it with some friends. This is the first time I've read a book with other people and discussed it with them, and it has been such an enjoyable experience. Brad and Kasha are, they're horror channels. Una and Crypto from the Codex Cantina are literary based, and here I am. I'm the girl that likes the guys with the pointy ears, right? So it's been really interesting because there are things that all of us notice and agree on. And then there's a lot of things where we all have different viewpoints of something. It has been so fun to do this. If you've never done anything like this, you should definitely try it. So today, I'm just going to talk to you about Mr. Harrigan's Phone, which is the first short story in this collection. This short story is about Mr. Harrigan, who was a big-time business tycoon on Wall Street and retires to a small town with a good view. He doesn't want a great view because that'll attract tourists, and he wants to be left alone. I mean, he takes the old man get off my lawn stuff to the extreme. So Mr. Harrigan meets Craig, who is around 9 years old at the time, and he hears him reading scripture in the Methodist church, and he approaches Craig and his father and asks if he could pay Craig to come by and read to him a few hours each week. And so that's how these two meet. And I know you're thinking, this is Stephen King, there's gonna be something weird about it, and it's really not. It's really a touching story of how a young man and an older retired gentleman interact. They really enjoy each other's company, and Craig really comes to love Mr. Harrigan. I love that Stephen King promoted that kind of relationship, and it would be great to see more of that kind of interaction. I mean, when I was little, I was scared to death of older people. With the title being Mr. Harrigan's Phone, we know that there's something about a phone. And I feel like Stephen King is kind of shaking his finger at us saying, y'all need to get off your phones. Quit playing on your phones and pick up a book. Technology changes, technology often fails us. A good book will never let you down. But it does feel like he's admonishing us about our reliance upon our phones and technology, the internet, and he kind of alludes to how dangerous it actually could be. I know I've mentioned the heartwarming relationship of a child interacting with an older gentleman, and then there's the whole shaking the finger saying, y'all put your phone down. But don't forget, it is a Stephen King story. It does have a little supernatural twist in there. And while I expected it to be a little more than it was. I also felt this story could have been so much longer. He could have easily turned this into a book. It really had the potential to be turned into a full-fledged Stephen King novel. I really enjoyed it. It left me wanting more, which is always a good sign. The supernatural bits I wish had been explored a little more. I wish we had more detail of how they actually occurred. Like, we are told about the things that happen, but we're not told how they're performed. Like, we don't know that. And so it feels a little unfinished for me in that regard, but it definitely doesn't detract from the story at all. thoroughly enjoyed it. I especially enjoyed reading it with friends. It wasn't too scary. Like, I was not trying to sleep with the lights on or anything like that. So I would consider it low key. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the stories. If you've read Mr. Harrigan's Phone, drop me a comment below. I would love to talk to you more about it. Please mark your post as spoilers at the front so it doesn't ruin it for anybody. We definitely don't want to do that. We want to let everyone enjoy their reading experience without spoilers. But yeah, drop me a comment below. Let's chat. I want to get your thoughts. Thank you for stopping by and seeing what is happening in my corner of the world. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.